So won't you back it up on me? I know the way you're whining your pop waist. Don't tease till it making me honest. So smooth when you move to the groove in the truth, baby. Back it up on me. Yeah, I know the style where you got this. So won't you back it up on me? This a girl a wine in a time. I move around like she don't have no spine. The next thing, though she find, she have the rest of them a wait in a line. Oh gosh, champagne a pop and we so frost. Weed in a spliff, no allow that. Girl, back it up, make me hold that. This girl's on a level right now. I match to the bass and the treble right now. Wine for the real, them a clown. Bedroom bullet up, me now pop down. Fast, fast, slow, slow. Anywhere you want, baby girl, go. Bounce up and down like a pro, go. Girl, you want it, they know, yo. Rip on the scene, heavy movement. You and your team, yeah. Them can't intervene, right? You know another style where you got this. So won't you back it up on me? I love the way you whine in your pop waist. Don't tease till it making me all right. So smooth when you move to the groove, you're the truth, baby. Back it up on me. Yeah, I love the style where you got this. So won't you back it up on me?
Back it up on me, telling me that you want me, baby girl, if you loving tonight. Right, baby, I'm in town. Know that it's going down. You know that I'm only here for one night. You know what he won't do, really won't do. Yeah. You know why I pray, put that thing upon you. Right. Looking at you, looking like you really want to. Yeah. There's nothing on this earth, baby girl, I won't do. Girl, cause we turning up. Shots on deck, cause we burning up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up, girl. Throw it up. Oh, yeah. Looking at your friends like you don't care. Girl, cause the Grey Goose is in here. Oh, yeah, we in here.
You know I let it stay where you got this. So won't you back it up on me? I love the way you're whining your pop waist. Don't tease till it making me honest. So smooth when you move to the groove, you're the truth, baby. Back it up on me. Yeah, I let it stay where you got this. So won't you back it up on me?
Hey there, here is a thing or two you need to know about COVID-19 and pregnancy. Pregnant and recently pregnant women are more at risk of severe illness from COVID-19. Most likely, hospitalization, need for ventilators, etc. Pregnant women who get COVID-19 are at a higher risk of preterm births and other complications. Most common symptom experienced by pregnant women after vaccination is pain at injection site. Research shows that vaccinations have no adverse effects in trying to get pregnant. Research showed that vaccine does not affect fertility of men. Vaccinated mothers pass on some immunity to their child through the placenta and through breast milk. It is safe to get the vaccine at any point before, during, and after pregnancy. It is safe to get the vaccine while breastfeeding. Get away from the misconceptions. Get vaccinated today to stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ACER, in the state of Minnesota. We have all heard, and in some cases, seen the danger posed by the coronavirus disease to our existence. We have sought ways in which this virus can be prevented, ranging from hand washing, social distancing, masking, and maintaining good hygiene. However, we now have an even better solution that has a history of effectiveness, which is vaccination. I know there are lots of misconceptions that surround vaccination, and as a result, people are reluctant in getting vaccinated. But here is a small historical fact for you. Smallpox and polio have a 100% decline in death since vaccines for these diseases were introduced. Not only that, measles and mumps have a 99% decline in deaths since vaccines for these diseases were introduced as well. We cannot allow vaccine preventable diseases cut our lives short. Get vaccinated today and stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ASA, in the state of Minnesota. Dimple Abraham Myers Insurance Agency Incorporated, a subsidiary of State Farm, is that company that is equipped with trained staff to handle all your lines of insurance. Our insurance services include auto insurance, home insurance, and renters insurance. We also service business insurance, life insurance, and health insurance. Our insurance services cover Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. Dimple Abraham Myers Insurance Agency Incorporated is located in 18A Penmat Shopping Center, Newcastle, DE 19720. Our offices are open from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, call cell numbers 302-613-0038 or visit our website on www.dimplemakesitsimple.com. Dimple Abraham Myers Insurance Agency Incorporated. We've got all your insurance services covered.
I know they don't want me the money to come my way.
Tired of looking for quality clothing in and around Monrovia with no luck in finding what suits your style? Well, look no further. A new men's clothing store located at the corners of Benson and Meglin Streets in the Kabab building is right here for you. The Men's Closet. The Men's Closet specializes in designer wears including Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Givenchy, business suits, and the list goes on. Gents, let's look, smell, and feel good, not just for ourselves, but our significant others. Remember, when you look good, you feel good. That's why we also have on sale men's cosmetics, perfumes, lotions, deodorants, etc. The Men's Closet. It is not just the man in the clothes, but the quality of the clothes the man wears. For inquiries on our products and services, call cell numbers 0775 560 008, 0777 474 899, or 0886 658 055. The Men's Closet, here for you. Allen Bernard International, or ABR, is a management consulting firm with a team of consultants and associates who focus on growing and transforming home healthcare agencies, nonprofits, and small businesses in other industries as well as individuals. Our services include ABR Business Support Services, ABR Accounting and Tax Services, and ABR Anti-Money Laundering Compliance Services. At ABR, we bring to each assignment dedication and commitment, experience and skills, performance-based process, integrated solution teams, and client relations. For more inquiries on our services, call phone number 469-378-3441. ABR, transforming business through ideas. When you are coming to Liberia, the first thing you think about is getting your way in and around the city. Now, you don't need to worry about that because LIB Executive Shuttle has that covered for you. We have our luxury private and share ride options, scheduled airport services, business or corporate travel, daily rental in and around Monrovia. Or if you want to take a trip to Kakata, Ganta, Buchanan, Banga, LIB Executive Shuttle got you. Our excursion packages include trips to Patawi Waterfalls, Sunset Beach, or Wuka Farms. We are located after Carver Mission Junction, RRA Road, Pinsville, Monrovia, Liberia. For inquiries, call cell numbers 0770 072 614 or 0770 072 613. Better still, call our USA number on 001 301 750 1336. LIB Executive Shuttle. Let us do the driving for you. In order to keep ourselves and others safe from the coronavirus disease, we must all get vaccinated. Here are a few facts about the coronavirus vaccine. The vaccine does not have anything in it that can make you magnetic. All COVID-19 vaccines are free of metals. The COVID-19 vaccines available in the US do not contain live virus. They do not share any of their parts inside or outside of your body. The vaccine is safe for current and future pregnancies. There is no proof showing unsafe results on taking the vaccine for current or future pregnancies, which means pregnant women can also take the vaccine. The COVID-19 vaccine does not change your DNA. In fact, it has absolutely no interaction with your DNA. The vaccine does not cause you to test positive for the virus. It is untrue, as none of the vaccine will cause you to test positive in a viral test. Therefore, the vaccine is safe to use. Get vaccinated today and stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ASA, in the state of Minnesota.
Another banger, baby, calm down.
Pinter One of Delaware. Yes, it's Pinter One of Delaware, the name that counts when you talk quality painting works. For more than 2 decades, Pinter One has brought more life and vigor to thousands of residential and commercial complexes with our quality painting services. Give your homes, offices, bars, stores, hospitals, shops, etc. that look they deserve by choosing Pinter One of Delaware. For more information, call us on phone number 302 508 3034. Again, 302 508 3034. Or visit our website at pinter1.com/Delaware. Or better still, email us on ivan@pinter1.com or holly@pinter1.com. Schedule a free estimate and get 10% off by using the promo code Costa. Pinter One of Delaware. Renew your space, renew your life.
She dey give me small, small one.
All right, folks, good morning. Welcome to the program. You're listening to the Costa Show on one of our audio streaming platforms, or you're watching us on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube. It's good to be here. Today is Friday, the 15th day of April 2022. The time in Monrovia is 10:30. Make that 10:31. As I'm in Delaware on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America is 6:31. I'm Henry Pedro Costa, and Boakai Amara Kamara is my co-host in Monrovia in studio. Good morning, Boakai. What's the weather there like? I had a dream I was in Liberia. Do I miss Liberia? Do you think that's why I had that dream?
I think so. You're missing Liberia now. You want to come back, but the president invited you already, so make it come
No,
back.
no. I'm not honoring his invitation. I have no intention to honor the president.
The man openly said that you are welcome to your country.
But I'm a country. I can come anytime. That is the way country. You can go there anytime.
So people keep asking. So Costa really coming for the July 26 as?
I am not coming. No, it's good you mentioned that, Waka, because a few people have asked me too. Are you going to honor the president's invitation to come to July 26? Thanks to the president, but I'm not coming. I'm coming when I'm supposed to come, when the people are expecting me. December. I said I will come in December. Why am I going to change that now? You know, that's when my people are expecting me. I will come when my people are expecting me. Not when the president say, "Oh, you can come." I mean, thanks to the president.
The man say, "Let's bag on, man. Let's smoke the peace pipe."
No, but yeah, we smoke the peace pipe. Yeah, me and the president, we're cool. I still criticize the government. I still criticizing. For example, I come into criticizing right now. You know, but you can smoke peace pipe and still criticize. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're not fighting war. We are doing Georgia. You know, we're talking. Georgia. For example, you got El Haj Juve, right? And Juve in town?
Yeah, Alaji Duff, Adibayo,
Asamoah Gyan.
Jam.
I mean, just to come dedicate
JJ Okocha.
JJ Okocha in town too?
Yeah, JJ Okocha. I'm hearing Samuel Ito is supposed to be here too.
Just to dedicate sports park. You bought sports park. You bring all the people. Other leaders are doing big projects. The other day he was invited to Senegal. The Senegalese president Macky Sall was dedicating a $250 million modern stadium fitted with its own standalone electricity system. They invited people there. That's the kind of project you can invite people to dedicate, okay?
No.
You can be inviting people to dedicate sports park. But doesn't it make you shame? It makes me shame.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
It's shameful.
16 person was invited. 16
people invited to dedicate sports park.
Let me just say 14. Then we'll get FIFA delegates. Then we'll get
Jesus Christ.
Then we'll get FIFA delegates. Then we'll get CAF delegates. Yeah. So okay, we'll get a Qatar delegates.
People come from Qatar?
Yeah. We'll get people from Qatar. Then we'll get Samuel Ito. We get Luis Fernandez. Then we'll get FIFA delegate. Then we'll get Kwame Ayew and wife, Didier Drogba, Sekou.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Yo, you
your friend Billy. Mampu, clap for yourself. Mampu, clap for yourself. You just solved the problem. Small mindset. That is what a small mindset person can do. You invite people to come dedicate their playground. Play. Oh, walai. The day we are based on the Goopa. The whole world you invite. Look, this is shameful. I am embarrassed. I can see Asamoah Gyan, El Haj Juve. You don't even get electricity in your country. Okay. You don't even have electricity. You celebrating sports park. You inviting your men from all over the place. Look, I saw the thing. I said, but what kind of joke is this? What kind of joke is this?
Sports I'm telling you.
Joe, we are and other African leaders and the president of FIFA, you were recently in Senegal dedicating a $253 million football stadium. Then you can't bring a man in to come do sports park. Ashamed. I am ashamed as a Liberian citizen. I'm too ashamed.
Costa, yesterday morning, the man left his detail behind and drove. Yeah, and drove alone from his house all the way to the men were there from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
7 a.m.
to 10 p.m.
Morning time, straight to 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
I saw a video, Joe. We are in a sports park. He was in a goal.
Making sure that everything works for nothing must stop today. Happenings. Nothing. The water is
we have mind a big project down there.
Water is your people working all time. LEC people working the entire single yesterday.
But what LEC people working for? They get current like bro, what LEC people be working there?
Costa saying yesterday no current going in Sinko because of that invisible park.
Also, he switched the current to Sinko side.
Yeah. The current trip in Sinko. Today the current there today Nana has to speak. It can shake.
Huh?
Yeah.
For Lale Kini Japo Park. Different playground. Talking.
If this is how the leader of your country can take small, insignificant project and make it big like that, you think he has the capacity, the mental capacity to undertake a real massive infrastructure project?
No, because if he do, but now he have do something like that. If we're going 4 to 5 years now, and up to now they have been major, let me say, big up project like he will undertake. We say, oh yes, this is what we can remember the president for. But so roads, community roads, you know, they major project for now, the biggest project in the
whole life. Koji go right on Facebook about the Invisible Park. You know the park name is Invincible. He took the name from IE. You know the man our IE man, Joey our IE man.
Yeah.
So Koji go right to now. He won't right near the president for the park. Koji go right and say Invisible Park.
Invisible Park, yeah.
Invisible on Facebook. That means you can see the park. So you gotta chant something before the park appear in front of you.
And they put on a billboard. They put out on billboard to Vamuma.
Wait, hold on. They put what on billboard?
The Invisible Park.
Wait, the invisible meaning something you can't see. You mean they put invisible on the billboard?
Yep.
So Koji not only read it on his page, they put it on a billboard, invisible. When you get to the park, when you want to enter the park, you gotta chant abracadabra. Then the park will appear because the park is invisible. My God, goodness, Jesus Christ! What invisible park? You can see the park. When you get there, you gotta chant abracadabra. Then the park will appear. According to Jefferson Kuti. These boys are tall. These boys are tall. Koji, I swear to God. He put it on a verified Facebook page. Verified. I don't know what made my talk about to go verify that book page. That about all of that, you go verified page. He just exposes himself more. He will just be talking more nonsense.
I think the photo I'm talking about, that's a billboard right to Vamuma Junction. Right.
They put it on billboard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. President, for our invisible sports park. Invisible. You can see the park. Jesus Christ. These boys are dog. Billboard. My people yelling. I thought Paga was joking. I thought you were only on Koji Facebook page alone. Jesus Christ. But who you think wrote the Facebook page? I mean, the billboard, the wordings for the billboard, maybe that called you.
Koji said.
Look at my people, if you're a lie, I hold the phone to the screen. Let me know if you can see an invisible park. The park invisible. You cannot see the park. You got to chant before you see the park. And when you chant, when you finish chanting, then you say number 14, abracadabra. Then the park will appear. You know why you gotta say number 14, right? Everything like brother 14. Joey had the number 14 president. The Republic of 14 like bro. Look at the billboard, the massive billboard. My boy, look at it.
Right of Vamuma.
Vamuma, the man put invisible. My boy, tell me if you can see the thing. Invisible park. You can't see the park. You gotta chant before you see the park. My boy, how you play whole sports park? We can see the park. Citizens are dog. My man, what do you mean citizens are dog? Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But the park named Invincible again. There's a difference between invincible. Invincible means something that you cannot. It's an adjective that cannot be beaten. An invincible guy, an invincible. Then you say invisible means something you cannot see. It's invisible. Then you think the park means you put it on the signboard, say the park is invisible. You can't see the park. Jesus Christ. All right, folks, we're gonna move on to something else here. Let's go to the case, the bogus complaint at the National Elections Commission brought by Criminal Musa Bilete and Desperado Ellis Cummings, trying to stop the Unity Party from fielding a candidate
not just in the by-election in Lupa County, but the general and presidential elections coming up in 2023, which is clearly ridiculously stupid and impudent nonsense. Now, Musa Dean, the Minister of Justice. Of course, you all know I'm not a big fan of Musa Dean. I've never been quiet about that. Musa Dean issued a what you might call it yesterday, an opinion. And some of you would be wondering, what does Musa Dean have to do with the case? Of course, he does have everything to do with the case, because according to the law, and thanks to a very brilliant lawyer who did the research for me and sent it to me yesterday, whose name I will not call here, but let me repeat. This is what he said. He sent me the law yesterday. This is a law that gives the Attorney General or the Minister of Justice the authority to provide opinions, legal opinions, or give opinions on all cases in the executive branch of government. Every matter, every legal matter in the country, the Minister of Justice or Attorney General has the authority to give legal opinions on those matters. So this is a law, Executive Law Title 12 of the Liberian Code of Laws Revised. Chapter 22, Ministry of Justice, Subchapter A, Organization of the Ministry of Justice, Section 22.2, Duties of the Minister of Justice. The quoting law. Thanks to the brilliant lawyer who did this research and provided provided me with it. I'm going to go back. Executive Law Title 12 of the Liberian Code of Laws Revised, Chapter 22. You go call that boy, your whole about Musa Belete here, your brain line sit and listen. And you bring comments to the desperado man. Baby police, you bring your line sit and let me read the law for them. Because Musa Belete mad, he on Facebook. Musa Dean man pay more anything. He overstepping a bounds. No, the law says that the Minister of Justice, Waka, under the law, can provide opinion on all matters.
No, Musa point here, Costa, is that if Musa Dean come up with an opinion and then later on the National Elections Commission rule in their favor, rule in CPP favor, what become of the Unity Party and ALP when they come up with violence? Because the NEC have already ruled in favor of.
They're not here worried. Let him sit down. They're not here worried. Okay, let him just sit down there. Let him sit on one side. Section C says the minister shall furnish opinions as to legal matters and render services requiring legal skill to the president on all agencies and all other agencies of the executive branch of government. Legal matters, legal opinions. The minister can provide those opinions on all matters. And what did Musa Dean say that has ability all worked up? Why is he all worked up? What did Dean say? This is what Dean said. Musa Dean said, quote, the right, when I say quote, that means I'm about to say exactly what Musa Dean said word for word. Quote, the right to freely associate with or refuse to associate with political parties, trade unions, and other organizations is a fundamental right guaranteed under Article 17 of our Constitution. No contract can inhibit the exercise of this fundamental right, unquote. I'm going to read it one more time. Musa Dean provided his legal opinion on the case at the Elections Commission, in which Belete and Cummings are trying to stop Unity Party and ALP from withdrawing from the CPP and from subsequently fielding a senatorial candidate in the upcoming Lofa County Senate by-election. Musa Dean provided the following legal opinion. Quote, the right to freely associate with or refuse to associate with political parties, trade unions, and other organizations is a fundamental right guaranteed under Article 17 of our Constitution. No contract, no agreement can inhibit the exercise of this constitutional right. My people, what does Musa Din mean by this opinion? It means the right to run for office, the right to associate with a political party, the right to disassociate from that party. It is your right. You can choose to be in this group. You can choose to leave this group. It is your right. Musa Din is saying that you may choose to exercise the right to associate and the right to disassociate as you please. And that the right to associate is a constitutional right. And the right to disassociate similarly is a constitutional right. So when you choose to exercise that constitutional right, no contract, no agreement, no framework agreement, however legitimate or illegitimate, should stop you, should undercut, should inhibit, should prevent you from pulling out. Okay, is it not clear?
Totally clear.
The first right is a constitutional right. The right to associate and the right to disassociate is a fundamental right guaranteed by the Liberian Constitution.
Yeah.
If you choose to exercise the right to pull out, there is no contract that you entered into between you and somebody is strong enough to undercut, to inhibit, to prevent that right.
Okay, but Costa, here's their point now.
That's what Musa Din said.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Baka.
Yeah, that's what Musa Din said. Their point now is that we don't have problem with the local country, the United Party aspirant contesting individually. What we have problem with is that United Party, ALP, we are now into a merger, and we don't want them.
We're not in a merger. We were in a collaboration, Baka.
In a collaboration, so we don't want them feeding a candidate in local country because we are already together. And the document that we signed.
Yeah, but listen now. Listen now. What the law is saying, is clear. The law is saying, I have a constitutional right to associate with Bwaka Kamara.
Yeah.
If for any reason I decide to not associate with Bwaka Kamara, I have a right to leave. And that right to associate and to disassociate is a constitutional right.
So can we say can that be based on an individual or a political party?
It does not matter. The Constitution says who make up political parties?
Individuals.
Thank you. Thank you. The Constitution recognizes political parties as seen as the recognized people. Because it is people that make up the political parties. So Musa Din is saying, and the law is saying, and all of the people are saying, including all the brilliant lawyers that Unity Party and all the people have, Gloria Musu-Scott, one of the finest jurists or lawyers in the country, former Chief Justice, former Minister of Justice, former Election Commission chairperson. She's the chair of the Unity Party legal team. Unity Party has about 12 lawyers. Brilliant ones too. Brilliant lawyers. The law is clear. The law says in the Constitution, Bwaka Amara Kamara, that's your full name, has the right to associate and has the right to disassociate whenever he pleases. It is what they call a fundamental right. You know what a fundamental right is? A fundamental right is a right that cannot be taken away. A fundamental right is a right that is in the Constitution. A fundamental right is a right that is higher than every other law. So if I have that fundamental right to associate and to disassociate whenever I choose to, you cannot say some kind of like Bagwati agreement, you must say enter, we call it collaboration, CPP, then you say, my man, you can't leave. No, the right to leave is greater than the agreement we signed. So what is greater takes precedence. That is why in the Constitution under Article 2, it states, and I'm not quoting it verbatim or word for word, it states that any law, any treaty, any agreement, any contract that comes in conflict with any provisions of this Constitution shall have no legal effect. I'm going to read that again. The Constitution states in Article 2, the very second article in our Constitution, that any law, any agreement, any treaty, any contract that comes in conflict with a provision of this constitution shall have no legal effect. It means if you go make law, if you go make agreement that says that there is John Brown get the right to kill another citizen, that law shall have no effect. You know why? Because the Constitution grants the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is a right. So I got my right to life. I got my right to happiness. So if you make a law that says that I should not have that right, that anybody can kill me anytime and go free, that the government can kill me anytime and go free, that they can take my happiness away anytime, that law shall have no legal effect. It shall be rendered null and void. It shall have no legal effect because Article 2 says the only way a law can stand, the only way a contract can stand is unless it is in conformity with the provisions of this constitution. So if you make a law, that contravenes, that undermines, that runs ultra virus to a provision of the Constitution, that law shall be declared null and void. That law shall have no legal effect. If you go, you sign a document, you say, I can't leave. I in a marriage here forever and ever. Whereas the Constitution says in Article 17 that I shall enjoy the right to associate and the right to disassociate. Then you say, I can't leave. Then that particular agreement is rendered null and void. Because what? Consistent with Article 2, that any provision, any law that runs contrary to any provisions of this Constitution shall have no legal effect. You see the law? Once you make an agreement that comes in conflict with any provision of the Constitution, that agreement now is not stand. You see what the law says? Picking the law clear. The law says, you see the Constitution here. You will use it as your mat, as your guide, to formulate all agreements and contracts. But if you formulate an agreement or a contract that conflicts with any provision of the Constitution, that your contract not standing. If you not use the Constitution to guide you to formulate your contract, and you sign an agreement that say we can join, but we can never leave, that runs contrary to Article 17. What the Article 2 say? Any law, any treaty, any contract that comes in conflict with a provision of this Constitution shall not have legal effect. What is legal effect? It don't mean nothing. Legal effect means it has weight. So when the contract says, if you make a contract, if you make an agreement that conflicts with a provision of this Constitution, it shall have no legal effect. I mean, so we're not in law school, but we know what we're talking, man.
Yeah,
because we're talking.
Yeah, you see, now I have made you have explained and I have understand. Other people that have been doubting, they have understand. That's why we interact here on the show. Here's another point. So if you or the political parties knew that this law was clear, that you can associate and disassociate at any point at will. You knew this law, but you bypassed the law and then it went and signed onto a document that can hold you down.
We did not sign onto it. Hold you. Joe Bwaka, Benana Ure, Yombly Kanga Lawrence did not sign any framework agreement that says they can never leave. They did not sign it. We knew about it when that Pepper Bird, Wade Power, Musa Ability, operative who can do all the dirty deeds for him, when she went and sat on Spoon Talk and ran her mouth and said, they think they enter in with us, they think they can leave, they can never leave. We will die together. That is when we found out that they had tampered with the framework agreement. They run their mouth so damn much and they are so immature, bunch of political novices. They sat down on Spoon Talk, and that way they expose themselves that they have enshrined an illegal provision in the framework agreement that will stop us from living. You see that? That is when the alarm was blown. The alarm was set off, and we went and we did an investigation, and we found out that they had included it. So no, so our people did not sign it. We did not sign it. We did not sign any framework agreement that said that we cannot leave. Incorrect.
Okay.
We did not sign it. We did not sign it. Now, so whether we sign it or not, what does Article 2 say? Article 2 says, even if we did sign it, it has no legal effect. You know why it got no legal effect?
No.
Because it runs contrary to what the lawyers call ultra virus. Ultra virus. When something runs ultra virus, it means it runs in the opposite direction, and as a result of that, it has no effect. That provision in the CPP, in a fraudulent CPP framework document that was enshrined there by Desperado Ellis Cummings and Sleazy Musa Bilete, is ultra virus. That's the law, ultra virus. It doesn't have an effect. So that one Musa Bilete say, that one Musa Ding is saying, the Minister of Justice, who is clothed with the authority to provide legal opinions on legal matters. And he is saying, the people got the right to leave. You can't stop them. Now one Musa Ding saying, they have the right to leave. No agreement can stop them from leaving. They don't need a permission to leave. But when you're in the marriage and you wish to divorce, what do? You go to the court. You file the divorce papers. They serve your wife or your spouse. And they can't stop you from leaving the divorce. You cannot be stopped from leaving the divorce. But we're going to move on to something else there. Now, a couple of weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago, Trocon Roberts, the EPS boss, we broke a story that Trocon Roberts, the boss of the EPS, the head of the presidential guard unit, Trocon Roberts received a call from his cousin, a lady. She called and told Trocon Roberts is a son of a swan. This guy's an idiot. You know, if I were president, just for that reason why I was firing, I would not fire him so much because he ordered his men to physically assault and beat up a female police officer in the line of duty, which is illegal. He will be prosecuted for that. But what made me fire him is this, what I'm about to tell you. Trocon Roberts received a call from his cousin, a lady. I've forgotten her name. She called him and said, "Oh, Trocon, where are you?" And I can imagine how that conversation went. So I'm going to try to just reimagine it or just construct it. Trocon, where are you? And Trocon probably said, "I'm at work." She said, "Oh, I'm here to the police station here, and right here around Boys Town area, Marshall area. The police put there. I had some rice in the car, 7 bags of rice. They arrested the rice. They said they did not let me carry the rice because the rice is a bad rice." What did Trocon Roberts do? That idiot loaded 6 well-armed men, EPS agents, in another vehicle, got in his official vehicle and drove in a convoy all the way to the police depot at Shuffling. He arrived there, told the people to call the police commander or the CID commander, the lady who detained the rice. And guess what he did? He ordered the lady to release the rice. This rice was condemned. It was bad rice. It was ugly rice. Ugly rice, 7 bags of ugly rice. This is why I say I would fire Trocon. Not because that he had the woman flogged. He would be prosecuted for that if I were president. But the reason I will fire him is because how stupid he is to go embarrass himself over ugly rice. Ugly rice. Ugly rice. This guy is an idiot. Oh, Trocon Roberts is an idiot. He sits in his car, in his vehicle. He sends his men, go and tell that police commander to come here. They go inside and they tell the lady, they say, "Look, our boss said you must release the rice. You must release the rice." The lady said, "No, the rice is condemned. The rice is bad rice. This rice is a contraband. We arrested it and we will not release it." Trocon Roberts gets mad. He instructs his men to drag the woman outside and bring the woman to him. They drag this lady, the female police officer, the CID commander, CSD now, they call him CSD, Crime Services Division. They drag this lady outside and tore up her clothes right in front of her colleagues. This is what truck and robbers did. This is what, Larry, good morning, welcome. Let me just finish. Let me just land. You will come in there. They dragged this woman to him. He's sitting in his official EPS government assigned vehicle. The engine is running, the air conditioner is working, and he ordered EPS agents paid by our tax dollars to drag a police officer in the line of duty to him. They tore off the woman's clothes, somebody's wife. The woman's husband happens to be a police officer himself. Trucker Rabbi initially denied the thing. Larry, I reached out to Trucker and said, Trucker, you did this. He said, no, I didn't do it. Then later on, he said, oh, yeah, but that's not exactly how it happened. But you know, Costa, we need to talk. I said, my man, I go in public. I went public with it. You know what that bugger did? I told the woman, don't give up. Keep pushing this case. She went to the Independent Human Rights Commission, filed a complaint. They brought Trucker Robbers before them, Larry. Finally, Trucker Robber admitted yesterday and said, oh, I'm sorry. I ordered my men to assault the woman, but I want the woman to please forgive me. It's in the Daily Observer, the front page. It was printed. EPS boss admits to ordering his men to assault a female police officer. Larry.
Damn.
For 7 bags of ugly rice, you are EPS boss. Your cousin calls you. You are government official. My cousin called me because somebody told her 7 bags of ugly rice from her. That I'm gonna go there with men to go disgrace police officer for that ugly rice. I was say, my dear cousin, you know I love you, right? But trust me, how much is the rice there? I will get you $100. Go buy that rice, man. You see how, Larry, you see how unsophisticated idiots can behave? This is how a sophisticated man will behave. I will give my cousin $100. So go buy rice. That means there's 7 bags of ugly rice, Larry.
Yeah. If you live in a society where you believe you can get away with anything, this is the kind of mindset and attitude you would get and go and do something like this. You think after the U.S. Human Rights Report just came out, people would be smart enough to start behaving differently. Mm-hmm. And they carry on the same thing, the exact same thing. You can't take the law like this into your own hands.
You know the distance, Larry, do you know the distance from Monrovia to Shuffling Highway?
That's a long way to go, and you're thinking about what you're doing before you even get there.
Larry, that's a long time to say, but you know what? Let me get a woman $100. You guys go buy the rice. My cousin calls me because a police officer arrests 7 bags of ugly, condemned rice. I should drive all the way from Monrovia to go there to go in order to beat the police officer.
But my man, Pedro, this is where just how the Attorney General was able to step up to the plate and make that statement. This is the time now for the AG to step up. Because the AG doesn't have to wait on the executive to take action. But
he's the chairman of the Joint Security.
Exactly.
He is.
Exactly.
And Trucker Round falls on that.
Yeah. The AG needs to step up. Because you want to invite investors into your country, but investors believe that you don't have the rule of law in place. They're not going to come. This is why people leave countries, because you don't have the rule of law taking hold. I mean, the guy, how do you get to that level of leading
Larry, you can't get your cousin $100 US? But Larry, do you know the gas?
The gas, I was about to say.
On the 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
His and the one that had his 6 officers in it.
Yeah.
To drive all the way from Monrovia to
Round. They pay, you have to give those officers the time they spend away from doing their job to go do your little side thing.
For your cousin.
Yeah.
Not even his wife. Okay, imagine what Trucker would do if his wife called him and said the police person stopped me on the highway.
Damn.
He will go there guns blazing.
You can't, my man.
Ain't no way they 2 guns in here like Rambo.
Like Rambo. That's a best Stallone. You can't, my man. But you see, I'm impressed. I wasn't aware that Musa Dean put that statement out, and I was making a similar argument yesterday, and Musa Dean had the gravitas to make that statement. Yeah. This is the chance, because this is the same thing that the former Justice Minister Christiana Tah was saying. She said, if I can't prosecute people on the executive side, then what good is it for me to be here say I'm a Justice Minister?
Yeah, highly principled woman. She resigned because Ellen was not letting her prosecute people.
Exactly. The woman had the kahunas to go out there and make it happen. So this is the time Musa Dean to step up. But I mean, Pedro, I hate to take you back, but I want to kind of zero in on this whole statement by Musa Dean again.
Sure,
because I was making a similar argument yesterday. You can't have the NEC legislating creating new laws, because the NEC in effect was kind of creating a new law that makes it possible for someone to create a contract that supersede the Constitution. You can have the NEC doing that because it was precedent they were actually setting. They were setting precedents in what they were doing. And for to see GMP put out a statement, GMP is like one of the peaceful person as they come.
Yeah, but when you irritate him as they've been doing, now he has to sound tough like that.
Exactly.
That's not him. That's not JMB. He's a very benign and peaceful person.
Yeah.
But now he gotta be issuing threats.
I mean, imagine. I can't believe people really believe the NEC can do this and get away with it. I know Musa Dean was quoting another section of the Constitution, but I, in essence, was looking at Article 77, Section B of the Constitution that gave people the right to form political parties. And nowhere, because I mentioned the same thing happened with the people suing the Democratic Party in the U.S. And the U.S. Court of Appeals tossed that thing out. And there have been instances in Liberia where a law didn't exist, and they looked at the U.S. court system for some guidance in terms of how to
they
guide
do that
them.
all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this thing didn't work in the U.S. when they tried it.
Because our laws are kind of similar.
The British, what is it? English common law, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
But Costa, what does it say when you have a political party and you believe that you don't stand a chance of winning unless you unless you're shackled to somebody else's angle?
Can you imagine?
What does that say about your
what does that say about you?
Yes.
Like the only way you have a chance of winning, unless I would tie myself to the hip with Larry.
Yeah, that's the only chance you have.
Larry, you're going nowhere. We'll die together.
We'll die together. That's nonsense. I mean, if we allow this thing to pass, that means CDC can get up today and say, okay, Madam Vice President, because you are in collaboration with CDC, you or your political party cannot run in any other, you, Madam Vice President, cannot even run for president again, or anyone in your political party cannot compete again. Why? Because you're in collaboration with the CDC. That's a bad precedent.
It is.
But they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. You can, on one hand, be prosecuting for fraudulent documents and at the same time ruling in advance of the decision of the criminal court.
True.
I mean, the NEC, look, and I don't even know where Musa Ability is going to take this thing next, but I think this thing is dead.
He's fuming, my man.
Yeah.
Since Musa Dean issued that opinion yesterday, he not doing many posts on Facebook. But hey, let's move on to something else here. The government has announced, let me read this statement quickly. The autopsy report of the late Princess Cooper, there were 2 reports, and Melvin Tokpa will be released this Monday, April 18, 2022, at a special press briefing at the Ministry of Information. Finally, Larry.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday, the family, the mother, and other relatives of the late princess were arrested from in the morning till 9 p.m. last night at the Elfie police station. That's where they were placed behind bar.
Now, Larry, where is the empathy here? Where is the sensitivity here? Where is the decency? The parents of this girl who died under questionable circumstances go out to protest because the government would not tell them anything, and you arrest them and keep them in jail for hours?
Yeah, for protesting. Yeah.
You see, again,
a non-violent, very, very peaceful gathering. You arrest the parents who are grieving for their 25-year-old daughter, you're leaving them?
So I got 2 questions for you, Boyka and Costa. Question number 1, do they have a right to protest?
They do. It's a constitutional right, Larry.
Yeah.
And then number 2, it's they who suffered the most loss in this case. It's the family.
The family. They lost.
Not only do they have the right, but they're the one that are grieving. So I mean, who do people sit down and think in the consequences of the action? Because it's absolutely asinine. It's absolute nonsense that The people are protesting for inaction, your inability to bring closure to a matter where they lost a family member, the lack of empathy, meaning you care, you're walking a mile in their shoes. All of that stuff you disregarded. You put them in prison.
Yeah, they put him in jail for hours.
Oh man!
Well, even the uncle got in touch with me yesterday. He too was arrested. They kept him in jail.
Yeah.
But
Come on, man. I mean, these are the same type of
kind of shield around the people and say, okay, you will stay right here, you will protest. Yes, you may not have obtained a permit, but your constitutional right to protest supersedes obtaining a damn permit.
They have a right to do that. So you're arresting them on what grounds? Protesting?
Because they are protesting, because the president having some international guests coming, so he don't want nothing like protest in the country for now. So that's the only way to handle it.
International guests are dedicated sports park.
I heard a list of people coming to dedicate sports park. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You think people will be coming like that to dedicate a new hospital that is well equipped with a lot of doctors, or a new school, or a revitalization of the national University of Liberia, something big that's going to impact the lives of the people in the long run. But this is your major achievement?
Larry, look, I wouldn't. This is on Patrick Sulu. As police director, I wouldn't arrest the parents of Princess Cooper. My man, Larry, I would tell my men, you know what? Yes, these people didn't obtain a permit, but they're grieving. They lost their daughter.
Yeah.
All y'all just stand there and watch them protest. Guess what? I will even go get them some cold water to drink.
Protect them, make sure
that's
no
what
harm comes
I
to
would
them.
do. I will go there and speak to them. My people, I understand. You're mad. The process is taking a long time. We haven't completed the autopsy. We're sorry. We will get it to you shortly. Give them some cold water to drink. Maybe I will buy some sandwiches and take it to the mom and the dad. Larry, those simple things.
That was an opportunity for the president to step up, appear with the people then at the protest.
Yes.
It was a huge opportunity to step
up. Them.
Yes.
I'm sorry for it. Have you heard a statement from the government saying to the people, we are sorry for the loss of your daughter's life?
Not yet. Nothing at all.
Don't they do that here in America? Don't you see police
in every civilized society
doing that?
Yeah. In every civilized society, the president of the United States at times would step up and he would make a statement to the effect.
Didn't Trump, as bad as Trump is, didn't Trump call the family of George Floyd?
Mm-hmm. Imagine that.
Trump called the family of George Floyd.
Yeah. To empathize with the family.
How they pick up the phone and call the people lost their 25-year-old daughter in that kind of. I'm not saying everybody would die
in her
like
crime. Appear with the family at the protest.
So empathy, Larry.
You know what that does for you as a peace ambassador? You know what that does for your reputation?
You're the father of the country, man.
Yeah. It let not just the family, it let other Liberians at home and abroad say, okay, this man is emulating what a peace ambassador should do. This man, in fact, is bringing hope that at some point in time, we can have justice for the commoner in Liberia.
No empathy. They haven't shown any empathy at all. This morning, folks, we will have the father of the 12-year-old girl who was raped. I'm not going to say allegedly in this case, Larry. The evidence is just overwhelming. Overwhelming. You can see it for yourself. This 12-year-old girl whose father, who was raped by their landlord, Mr. Prince Jala. And after raping the little girl, he offered the mother and the father 2 bedrooms in his house for free if they didn't file a complaint to the authorities. We applied pressure. He's been arrested. Currently, he's at South Beach. Now, they want to move out of the house, Larry. This house that they're renting, and clearly they shouldn't be in our house. Yesterday, we did a small fundraiser, and we got some money. We got some money. Somebody sent some money from Liberia. Baga, you got a total of about $150 there, right?
Yeah.
That's what Baga has in Liberia, and we have the rest of the money here. We raised up to $1,000 so they can relocate. Where is the gentleman? Has he arrived?
Yeah, he's here.
Very, very good. So we raised $1,000 US for the family so that they may relocate out of that place and go someplace else. I'm going to get in touch with Sister Winifred Johnson so that she can send me the money so we can send it to Liberia. Thanks to Sendwave. Where is the gentleman? We want to talk to him. Larry, let's talk to him a bit.
Yeah.
He should come in now, right?
Yes. So I'm going to call Sis Winifred so that we can send the funds because she collected it on her Cash App. Okay, like you said, I'm right near you there. Yeah. We spoke to him on the phone yesterday, Larry. And the alleged rapist who's in jail has been threatening the guy, and you know the family doesn't feel safe there. Clearly, understandably, this little girl must also be very traumatized, living in that community, in the same neighborhood, the same house. Good morning, brother.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Speak out. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I think you need to pull the microphone out.
What's his name?
He will tell us his name.
Okay.
Isaac. I think his name is Isaac. Isaac, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Okay, good to have you, Isaac. Isaac, your name is Isaac, right?
Yeah.
Good. Isaac, so we heard of this story through one of our sources. You know, we got sources all over the place, what had happened. And we're glad that the gentleman is at South Beach now, awaiting trial. But you said you don't feel safe in living in his house and in this neighborhood. Tell us what's making you feel that way. Clearly, we understand. For me, we're more concerned about the victim, your 12-year-old baby. You know, but you said you feel threatened. You want to tell us about that, Isaac?
Yeah, I was victimized in the same house. The guy, it's not what I want to discuss, but I'm discussing the rape issue.
Yeah.
But on the safety, I got to say it. I was victimized by the same guy on armed robbery issue. My wife and my children were pointed at gunpoint. My first time in life, it happened. He did it to one of our friends called Mobutu.
In the same house where you live now?
Yeah. He did it to one of my friends called Mobutu. He was keeping this guy money, you know. He went and did that. And it was in court, in the police station, and they went after it. But the guy, he's a Christian, so he just left it in the air and began to pray about it. So I told him, man, what happened to you, brother? Myself, I'm in prayer with you. Because myself, my family was affected through armed robbery, and I made sure that it will not happen. We begin to pray until this incident took place. But the same young man that we rented from our landlord, he went and did this inhumane act to my 13-year-old daughter. Yeah.
So it was a daughter who came to you and told you that he had done this to her?
Yeah, I work where we live, Kawai Junction, and I'm a hustler. I'm a steel bender. You know, I work like contract, sell cereal, you know, get money and buy the cereal from the store and make payroll out of it. And then
you sell it to people. I know what steel benders do.
Sure, that's why I've been living on and supporting my family through that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there working, waiting. My mother-in-law came to me, with crying, trimming. Say, "Oh, Isaiah, your landlord or Prince Jala, who you know that you put renting from, that you put enter your moko on faduko. She can take all your food." I said, "Oh, my that one that him also, I'm a humanitarian. That one anything. Why Prince Jala? They were very happy. I see you crying." She said, "Oh, yeah, Prince Jala raped your 13-year-old daughter." You know, I said, "What?" He said, "Ben," I said, "What you do?" I will now go to the house because right now where I am, I'm vexed. My vexation is at the peak. I can do anything, but if I do it, I will take the law in my own hand. But I want for justice to take it course. So I went to the police station and I reported the case.
Wait. But we were told, perhaps that point was not correct. We were told that he tried offering you guys 2 rooms in a house so that you would not file a report against him. How true is that? Is that true? Did he try to offer you guys 2 rooms in a house for free?
Yeah, the family said that we offer 2 rooms in the house for 2 years, you know. That, I mean, What I think happened, bro, is that I go about lot of, compromising was coming in, and I look at it, I say, no, this thing is not good.
So people were talking to you. Let's be honest. Tell the
Yeah,
people the truth. We've passed that now. We are way past that. He's in jail. He's gonna go to trial.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we heard that he was trying to compromise you guys from taking the case to the authorities.
Yeah, so I just leave that because I don't compromise with such act. Rape and
no, we are glad about that. We are glad about that. So this
my concern.
This guy, and let's talk about the threats you say you've been getting recently since they arrested him.
Yeah, what happened? It's like you got this guy, you got friends, on the mattress fee, they sell mattress, and they got a lot of friends, and the guy know who he is and know what he's capable to do. Again, so when it happened, a lot of calls coming, confusion coming between his friends, oh, mama, it didn't happen, it would happen, that man did the rest of it. So I look at it, I say, but then this guy, if this thing with the threat is coming and we are living in his house, I mean, I got to do something. My family, they need to be relocated, and I got to protect my family. I will not sit there, and then what already happened, I will not say nothing happened again. You get me? So I got to let it, I got to make sure that people got to know about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Isaac, we heard about this case. We became very concerned, and we made a promise. We said, once this guy could be brought before the law to be prosecuted for what he did to your daughter, we would help raise money from our people to help relocate your family and to provide treatment. Let's talk about your daughter. Is she receiving treatment right now? Tell us the truth, because we are concerned about that. Is she receiving treatment? Is she being seen by a doctor?
Yeah, after they give the medical stuff, they give us some tablets need to be written to be taken until we can take her to the hospital.
So you went to a hospital to have her examined, right?
Yeah, they did that already.
Yeah, I know. I heard you say that. Yes.
Yeah, they did that already. So yesterday, actually, I came here early, but after that thing happened, she's still feeling, the way they still bleeding,
Yeah.
So got some drugs, to be taking it. But yes, it's not satisfactory to me.
Of course. Now, listen. So she needs further treatment. They recommended that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So Isaac, we raised $1,000 yesterday morning.
God bless
$1,000
you.
US.
Okay.
And we're not going to ask you to tell us how much you were paying in rent, but that should be able to do two things, right? That should be able to relocate your family, and it should be able to take you to enable you to take your daughter to get seen by a doctor, right?
Yeah.
It should be able to do that, right, Isaac?
Yeah. At least, I'll be grateful for that. But really, I need protection.
But Isaac, move out of the house. I mean, we can't provide you police protection. We don't control that. But move out of the community. Don't tell the people in the old neighborhood where you're moving to. And that's it, Isaac. I mean, that's the best protection. And then watch your back. And then another protection is, Isaac, you've come public and you've told the people that you feel threatened by this fellow who's in jail. Yeah. And that in itself is protection. We are watching you. Now our eyes are watching your family. So come on. That is a deterrent. Now, even if he wanted to, he would have to reconsider that. Stay off the street late, and then you got a guy in jail for something horrible he did. Naturally, he's gonna be angry. But he must know that we've talked about this case. We shed light on it, which we're doing right now by having you here. So we've got this money, and we're going to give it to you this morning, $1,000.
Thank you for that.
We want to see when you move. You must move. We're not doing this for you. We're doing it because your daughter was victimized.
Yes, I know.
Through some way. We want you to remove her from that environment, which must be very traumatizing for her, and take her to see a doctor. Let her get real treatment.
I will do that, brother. I will do that.
Treat her good. She deserves to be treated good. So that's why we wanted to talk to you this morning, Isaac. And so you're going to wait for us in the studio. When we finish the conversation, they show them we'll deal with you. We'll give you the money. Yeah?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Now. So, Larry, you got something to chime in there?
Damn, my man. The incidence of rape in this country is just outrageous. And the age group of the people that are being raped is just so traumatic. This is something this young lady has to live with now for years to come. So sad to hear, Isaac and his family going through this. And then the fact that this guy is threatening him on top of that. You commit a crime, then you turn around and you threaten the victim. I mean, come on. You see, this is why sometimes, it'll lead to mob justice. Because it's this kind of nonsense then that allowed to take place in a society that would lead people to take action. And Isaac, I'm glad he did the right thing. He said, he was too angry, because if he had gone there, would have been confrontation. Somebody would have ended up dead.
Yeah, and Isaac is a weightlifter and all that kind of thing.
You see,
Isaac would have bent that bugger's hand like some kind of steroid.
Damn it.
I mean, it's terrible, Larry.
Man, I don't know.
Larry,
does the Ministry of Gender offer support? The Ministry of Health, do they have? Is there like a victims fund?
These families, Larry.
None.
There's no victims fund.
Larry, they have millions. They should have a victims fund. Once they verify that you are a real victim, like this guy has medical records. They took the little girl to the hospital.
Yeah, and irrespective of, there should be a victims fund,
Yeah, to relocate the family.
Exactly.
Because they can't
provide
be
instant medical
in God's
treatment.
house. Isaac said yesterday to us, Larry, that he had just paid his rent in January of this year. And that runs to January of next year. And Isaac has to make a lot of money to have money to go pay for a new place to move. Can you imagine? And the rapist is in jail. He's not going to refund Isaac his rent. He's not going to do that. So this is just a horrible thing all around. To have to live in a house of this guy who victimized his daughter. That's why we felt the need to do something. And we want to thank our people, for always answering when we call upon you. Raising $1,000. That's way more enough money to relocate them and take care of her and stuff like that. But we should have a victim fund, Larry. That's a very
It should
good
be a victims fund. It looks like, look at the issue with what happened with the students in Ukraine who step up to the plate. You have the private sector, and COP has been showing time and time again that they're more like, if I remember the early 80s, late 70s, there was an organization set up in New York called the Guardian Angels, with Curtis Sewa. They were an unarmed nonprofit organization because crime in New York back in the 80s was bad, So you have organizations like the COP stepping up to the plate in these incidences. And it has been time and time again. Every time COP raises funds, they help families. It's, oh my goodness. And then what do? We go and we dedicate a sports park.
Yeah.
We have money to dedicate a sports park, and we have victims over here. The people, the bread and butter issue, the people they're not enjoying.
The people who the sports park is supposed to be for are getting raped, Larry.
Yeah.
And you're not concerned about what happens to them.
We don't have our priorities straight, bro. We all over the place with our priorities.
Larry, this electricity thing, we're talking about it. When you come on the show on Fridays, we want to take the opportunity to just get your views to solicit your views on all of the issues we've discussed. This CLSG thing, the electricity thing, Larry. We are supposed to pay the Ivorians $9 million for 3 years of free electricity we provided to our brothers and sisters in Maryland County, Granted, and Nimba. And we can't pay the Ivorians. The Ivorians have paid us $2 million down and then defray the rest of it, $7 million at $550 every month, $550,000 per month. Then for the electricity to be switched on, so Monserrato and many other areas can get power, they are saying you need to make a deposit of $7 million, which is 2 months security deposit. Larry, you mean we can't source $20 million to take care of all this stuff, bring electricity to Monserrato and to Bassa and to Bon County and other places, Larry? You mean we can't do that?
Yeah, remember the president? Remember during the annual message, the president was saying the IMF gave them $23 million for good governance. Yeah, so they got $23 million and they can't pay $4 million to give the people electricity they deserve. Damn it, man. They can definitely source the money.
For the rains to fall.
But when they source the money, they put the money into the wrong thing. They can even cut down some of the expenses, the recurring expenditures. They can cut some of that down.
But I
to
thought the
make
budget
up
went to 785.
exactly to
You're
make up the
breaking
they
your
can make
budget
it up
almost
somewhere else.
$800 million.
Yeah. And then what is the plan that we're hearing? We're waiting for the rainy season.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It sounds like
waiting on
we're
God's
still hoping for
gift.
change. It sounds like we're still hoping for change, bro. That's the hope right there. And hope is not a strategy.
But Larry, as a business person, don't you think the CLSG people made a blunder to spend millions of dollars to construct 5 substations, run high tension electrical lines, transformers, costing millions of dollars into Liberia without any kind of commitment agreement that once the infrastructure is set up, Liberia would purchase the power and sell it to its people? Larry, don't you think it was a blunder?
The first thing you do in any project proposal or in any investment, you want to know how you're going to get your money back. How quickly you're going to get your money back. And whether the person you're doing this deal with, if they have the ability to make the payment. The value of any investment is based on those criteria. The person's ability to repay, number one. How quickly you're going to get your money back. Because if you're not looking into how quickly you're going to get your money back, you're gambling. You're in essence gambling.
But that's what the CLSG people did, Larry.
They gamble.
Cause for me, I think it's not based on the CLSG's people. It's based on the government.
No,
because the responsibility
is if you are spending your money, you're telling somebody, I will come to your community and I will build a state-of-the-art water system in your community.
Yeah.
On the agreement that you will buy the water from me. All your money, you build the water system. Then the community tells you, my man, our water. Then the community tells you, say, my man, our water too expensive, man. We not want to. But you have already spent the money.
What I'm saying, Costa, is that then the community chairman is not in the interest of the citizens that live in a community. Because if you say that and you know we die in need of this particular water, you will make sure that we get our water and benefit from it. But if you're not in our interest, that's what's happening.
Yeah, but what the point Larry and I are making, Transco, CLSG, they made a blunder. They should have extracted a written commitment from the government of Liberia, something in writing, Larry.
Yeah, but you see, that's why people do concession agreement, because you can tie in some asset as collateral.
Yeah.
They have no collateral because if the person doesn't, if you make this kind of level of investment, there's no collateral, you out in the cold. So they're out in the cold right now.
So Larry, what are they gonna do? They're gonna pull the light poles and the thing out and take it out?
Yeah, that's not.
You're now
go rip out the wire and take it back to the.
Look at the money.
Costa,
look at the money we spent on the bicentennial celebration.
$3 million.
Now we're spending on this invisible park. If you think they were in the interest of the Liberian receiving reliable electricity from the CLSG,
Larry, the current Apple.
Yeah, what the current you think they were going to direct that fund to the CLSG, but they're not in our interest. That's why they are doing all of these things. If they were in our interest, but now they have
cleared up. You guys want to win another election, Larry? You think they want to win another election?
No, man, because you see, God has a funny way of kind of making himself known, because it's unfortunate what is happening over in Eastern Europe, but a lot of countries, a lot of people are going to suffer and feel this pain. This economy is going to tank because this economy relies completely on things that's happening outside of Liberia. So the economy is going to tank. Even internally, the people are feeling the pain. When the economy is bad, the people suffer. It raises poverty. I can't see this government. The only way the government could possibly win if they cheated during the election. And it's not unusual for governments in Africa to cheat in elections. They're going to try to cheat in the election. And we see some of the shenanigans, some of the people that are doing at the NEC. So it's not surprising. But I can see them winning based on a bad economy, bad decisions. I can see them winning. So let me ask you, Boycott Pedro, you're saying you have a budget surplus, but you can't take care of this electricity problem. Where's your surplus going? Every day they got budget surplus, but people can't get paid. They can't take care of the electric bill.
They're telling us to wait for the rain, Larry.
But what happened if the rain doesn't come?
But how the rain will come and make a difference when 3 of the turbines at the hydro are down?
It's down. So what they're hoping for? I don't know. They're hoping for a miraculous rain and a miraculous automatic repair of the turbines by itself. The same level of effort they put into the sports park, they couldn't put it into getting the electricity up for a major of the people.
The whole government are at sports park. The president going
Everybody
from
at
7
sports
o'clock
park.
in the morning to 10 p.m.
So they no good job. All the
But-
ministries.
And they pray for rain. Maybe the rain will come while they're at the sports park.
You go to any ministry, they know why you go. They will tell you, "Post go." Everybody will go to the.
But Larry, they said the sports park is invisible. So well, how do you find a park to go there and enjoy yourself? It's
Why you
invisible.
keep naming things after your football team, your jersey? You see, there's the government property, and then you call it invisible.
There's invincible, but they say it's invisible. They say
Invisible.
it's going to be invincible, right? But they're right on the billboards everywhere. Invisible. You can see the sports park.
The two major teams in Liberia back in the day were IE and Barrow. So Barrow has no representation at this park. No Barrow supporters at that. I mean, come on, man. You guys did not sit down and think about the actions and the reaction by the people. This is terrible. This is terrible.
You know,
Electricity is more important right now than a sports park. I can tell you that.
True.
How many people right now will vote saying, okay, here's your two choices, a sports park or electricity? How many people raise their hands and give me?
When you go to sports park, you gotta go.
You're food insecure. Damn it.
You gotta go also. You food insecure into a sports park. You think
But
that
there's
brother
some
would just
diehard
interview
supporters.
Isaac, who gotta go bend his steroid to make money to support his family, will carry his daughter to sports park?
And you know what Isaac was saying that was so important also? Because it goes to show that a lot of young people in Liberia do not have jobs. So Isaac mentioned that he's a hustler.
He said that.
He's doing things out there on the street hustling.
Yep. He said it
In
was
the eyes
pride.
of the government, in the eyes of the central bank, they will consider Isaac employed because he's out there hustling.
He's a team
That's why
banker,
the
yeah.
employment number looks so ridiculously low, but it's not true. Isaac doesn't have a stable job to take care of his family, keep his family away from predators like this Joker.
Precisely.
And there also need to be some sort of a list, a predatory list, where you put these people, their name on it, and expose it.
So everybody can go there and see all the sex offenders.
The sexual predators, put it out there. Put that list, generate that list. These are the names of
We
people
should have
there.
one for corrupt people too. Oh no, that's only when Joe Biden becomes president. Then we'll have one list like that. All
Put
the
it out
corrupt
there. So many people that come to your neighborhood and they move into your neighborhood, you check that list, you will see.
They have it here in America.
Exactly. They put that list out there.
The whole
Because
community will be notified that
what happened to the guy, let's say he spent some time in prison, he leave prison, he moved to another county, and another family, he invited another family to come live with him. The family will not know what happened in Monrovia.
Yeah. Create a database, a sex offender
Exactly.
list. Yeah. We
Put
should
these
have that.
predators on blast. So they can have no place to hide, no
I
rock
want
to
to
fall
throw
under.
this announcement out there quickly. If anyone going to Liberia, I have a very tiny package, just about this size. Tiny. I want to send it, please.
I know someone going.
Huh?
I know someone going.
Oh, nice.
I will talk to them.
Oh, thank you.
But
Just
have a
give me-
backup plan. Have a backup plan so other people can hear it as well.
Yeah. So anybody know anybody going to have a small tiny package just like this? I want to send to Liberia for somebody who needs it, who really does need it. So if you know someone going, please do let me know. I will really appreciate that. Larry, MOH. Oh, my man Tip isn't going. Oh yeah, Michael leaves. I think leave on the 18th or something. Yes, he and I chatted the other day. Michael,
There you
I
go.
will send it to you, my brother. Thank you so much for alerting me. Yeah, we chatted the last time. Larry, let's talk about this thing. The MOH has reacted to the report by the Global Fund on AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis. The Global Fund has been providing Liberia with millions of dollars to procure and distribute free of charge drugs for our people. And Larry, the buggers been stealing the people's money. The Global Fund conducted an investigation into the management of these programs in the country, and fraud was established, theft, to the tune of $1.1 million. Larry, They reviewed documents. Of all the financial documents and transactions that were reviewed, 91% of them were found to be characterized by fraud and theft, Larry. Non-compliant. For example, they raised vouchers for DSA, daily subsistence allowances, and paid them out to people, and raised vouchers for catering services for food for events that never happened. DSA for trips that were never made. And then the Minister of the Minister of Health, the minister just spoke and basically told the people, "You'll shut your damn mouth." That's the only reason why we're talking about it again, because of how she retorted in such a disrespectful way to the Global Fund. What do you make of that? The balls on these people, Larry.
Costa, I can give you one thing for free, and I can almost guarantee one thing. Somebody at that Ministry of Health that's involved in this shenanigan going to get arrested and extradited to the US and be prosecuted. I'm saying this based on events that have happened in Liberia, based on events that are happening around Liberia. And we saw recently, Liberia just extradited a well-known police officer from Nigeria for some crimes that he was committing against the US. We saw the same thing happen back in 2010, where monies were stolen from USAID in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 Liberian individuals got indicted, prosecuted, and sent to prison right here in the US. We see the US right now grabbing the former president. Guy just left office. They're grabbing former president and bringing them to the US. The man brother who was a legislator, they grabbed the guy, they threw him in jail. I think he's doing it for 20 years right now from Ecuador. Somebody, you mess with US taxpayers' money, the US can come and grab you. And the US is one of the highest supporters in the Global Fund. The US is going to come and grab somebody involved in this.
Yeah, you remember you sent me that article, the guys, the prosecutor here in America for stealing USAID money?
They're doing the exact same thing. This around the same tune, around the 1-something million as well. It was the same thing, the same amount.
I never heard of that thing until you sent me that link that time.
Yep. The US going to grab somebody related to this event, and they're going to bring them to the US, prosecute, and throw them in jail. I can guarantee you why, because the US has done it before. And they have done it to Liberians who did this before. So the Ministry of Health can stand up there and they can posture and they can say all this thing and they can make big, but I'm telling you, they are going to grab somebody related to this event. Exactly. Napoleon Weah just said it. World Vision. The NGO was World Vision. It's on the right there on the chat.
Yeah, you sent me that stuff. I remember.
He nailed it right there. Napoleon, thank you.
Wow. All right. So we're going to go to the phone lines and take a few calls there. On tomorrow, Larry, if you have some time, on tomorrow, the African Cultural Alliance of North America, ACANA, will be filming a let me just go there just to be sure. A documentary or movie called Pray the Devil Back to Hell. And it will be at the Clarion Hotel. I will post the flyer later on. Yeah, it's called, I'm going to send it to you right now, the flyer, Larry. It's called Pray the Devil Back to Hell. And they are filming this thing. This is Pray the Devil Back to Hell. That is correct. This is
okay. Okay.
So the Mayor's Commission of the City of Philadelphia, the Mayor's Commission on African and Caribbean and Immigrant Affairs, working in concert with the African Cultural Alliance of North America, ACANA, and the Liberian Ministerial Alliance in North America, LIMANA, and the African Caribbean Business Council of Greater Philadelphia, ACBC. They are putting on this thing as part of the Philadelphia Liberia's bicentennial celebration. The program I was invited to the other day, this is a continuation of that. So they are screening this film. It's an award-winning film.
Yeah.
Called Pray the Devil Back to Hell. And it will be filmed the screening takes place on Saturday tomorrow, April 16th. I will be there as a guest from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Clarion Hotel. The Clarion Hotel, 76 Industrial Highway, Essington, PA, zip code 19029. I will be there tomorrow to see this. And folks, it's open to you. You don't have to pay anything. This, I'm told, is a film about the bravery and conviction of Liberian women who came together to bring an end to the war through protest and prayer. You remember those women, Larry, who used to come out there and pray and do all that kind of stuff, forcing the men to sign the CPA and try to bring peace and stuff like that?
That led to the led to the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's what this film is based on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the film is based on. So it's a wonderful thing. So I will post the flyer later on. Those of you who have time, tomorrow at the Clarion Hotel, it's just about 36 minutes from me. I'm going to go there to watch this film of Liberian women at the Clarion Hotel. It's free of charge. Pray the devil back to hell. Pray the devil back to hell. So we're going to take a few calls there. And just to solicit and elicit your views on the issues that we discussed here so far. Let's see where you stand. I want to say this. The COP conducted on Sunday of last week, well, Sunday is actually the beginning of the week. On last Sunday, April 10th, we conducted an interview with candidates who had come forward, who had applied and expressed interest in and applied for the position of Secretary General of the COP. And that process led to us selecting through a voting process Mr. Joseph K. Valai Jr. as the new Secretary General of the Council of Patriots. There are those who will sit down and try to back up the COP, but as Larry said earlier, we have raised money tons of times to help people. Just in recent weeks, we did $11,000 to help the students stranded across Europe, Liberian students studying in Ukraine who were stranded across Europe. The COP working in concert with Hawa Mesga, a fantastic woman advocate. We raised $11,000 for those students. A few weeks earlier, we did $10,000 plus for Teach for Liberia, a nonprofit organization training and placing Liberian teachers in classrooms across the country in underprivileged schools where they needed the most. The COP. The COP, just anytime we do these things, this is how our people do. The 1,000 we just raised, where do you think it came from? Mostly sympathizers, supporters, members of COP. This is what we do. We share the light on things. We help bring justice to people, and we educate the people. That's how we contribute. That's how we make a difference. So it's a worthy cause. If you want to become a member of the COP, our website is there. It's www.councilofpatriots.com. Easy. Find us, log on, become a member, and start paying your due today. And when we do these fundraisers, we don't go into our account. Larry, you know the COP got more money sitting in our account than many of the organizing a political party. But we do have money because, Larry, we have people who believe in the work that we do, and so they pay their dues. Thousands of dollars we have in our bank account, and you know the way it's structured, Larry. I am not a signatory to the account. I don't see the money. When the COP wants to do a project, for example, Larry, we just had our financial statement done. We hired an accounting, a CPA, Certified Public Accounting in Liberia, paying $300 to do our annual report, financial statement. You understand? We got the financial statement done. And it shows every transaction. When you want $1 from the COP, you have to, you request a requisition form. You fill out the requisition form and you submit the requisition form. It is reviewed and then it is sent to with approval. It is then sent to the, thank you, Rose, for the website right here. Then the requisition form is sent to the treasurer, Lopu Ziga. Lopu is the one who draws on the account. Well, Aaron Nella is a financial secretary. He will review the requisition and then send it to Lopu with the authorization or the approval before the funds are dispersed. Henry Costa does not see the money. Stephen Johnson, who is the national coordinator for the diaspora, does not see the money. That's where our money is in the account. Lopu Ziga is the one who can. Then the treasurer in Liberia, the funds are then sent to Liberia, given to Lopu, who would then. Quito Brian. So we have that kind of system in place. So we don't just talk the talk, we walk the talk.
Costa, you're exposing your number one asset you have right now. You're giving the competition ideas. Since you're giving them ideas, here's something that I've been kind of secretly contemplating, and I'm going to share it. What COP has done, and other people can probably end up copying this. COP has traversed, they have gone around the United States setting up chapters. They have, I'm guessing they have
in Europe as well, Larry. In Europe, across the US, in Canada, yeah.
COP has, I will guess, one of the largest diaspora database of individuals involved in the political system.
Yep.
If COP were to set up a robot dialing system and send a text message out to all of its participants, they can mobilize a large number of people to take actions on key issues happening in Liberia. That is critical. I'm sure some other people will try to emulate, copy what COP is.
They are welcome to. They are welcome to. We are also in Australia. You know, what Brother Samuel Sakaman, Sister Ndolo, and Nehemiah Commander. We're all over the place.
That is a very valuable piece of information, very valuable piece of database. When a young man can sit 4,853 miles away in North Wilmington and mobilize a group of people from all background to show up and prevent Justina Taylor from being arrested. That's power. Y'all pay attention to that. But before I depart, I want to address
believe, Larry, and the people trust because they know year in, year out what we've been doing. And this is just incredible. You know, and when I go back in December, we're revamping the COP. We're gonna revamp the COP. We're gonna go. We got chapters in other counties. We got the Grand Cape County chapter. We got Bone County. We got chapters all over the place. And we're
COP has measurable. You guys have attained a lot. There are measurable things you have done. People can look back and say, "Oh, COP did that in this other event. COP did that as well." There are measurable things that COP has done. People need to pay close attention to what's happening with COP.
We did
want to be a powerhouse, or is a powerhouse. But let me say one more thing before I exit. I know a young lady over here, Nora Hooks, mentioned that Liberia doesn't have an address system. So we're talking about database for sex offenders. But let me kind of respond to that in this way. How many people on social media, on Facebook, I bet over 95% of people on social media, Facebook, you don't even know their address, but yet you're still able to recognize them. How? You recognize them by their name and their face. You can take sex offenders, put their face and their name on a database. People will recognize them when they show up in that community. Somebody will recognize them. So the address, the address system is essential in Liberia. It needs to be fixed. I agree. But we can't wait until we have an address system in place before we start going after sex offenders. So there are tactical things we can do right now. The address is strategic, but we can do some tactical things right now to address that problem. And one may just be setting up a sex offender registry. Put their face out there, put their picture out there, you know? So I just wanted to talk to Nora. I understand, I hear what she's saying, but I think there's some ways we can address that issue by using the person's face, their mugshot, and the name. Everybody got cell phone around Liberia. Somebody would recognize this person and say, look, he assaulted a 13-year-old, he raped a 13-year-old girl or a 7-year-old girl, or he did that over there in Monrovia. Now he hiding over here in River Cess. That's the same person. They would see that person's face. We don't necessarily need their address. They can change their name, but they can't change their face.
No, they can't. You're right, Larry. You're right. You nailed it. But where do we go to find people, Larry? Social media.
Social media. That's what I'm saying.
We find the people they know, and before you know it, we know a lot about them.
Yes. You want to find somebody? Put them on social media. Social media would run with that thing.
They will trace them. If they see you in one community, say, oh, and the guy picture who you posted. Larry, let me tell you a story. So this dude went, and I will not tell you who exactly. This dude was living with this lady, and the lady had to travel to the States for medical reasons. And the lady left this guy staying in her property in Liberia. You know what this guy did, Larry? The guy sold the woman's car, stole the woman's vehicle, and sold it. Somebody got in touch with me and said, Costa, we need you to please help. Use your massive platform to help find this guy for us. My man will go post that guy picture. Larry just sassy woman, man. Like that guy in touch with me, cause I beg you, please take the post down. I beg you, I will get the car back. Cause I beg you.
My guy is able to assassin wood.
Larry tells us, have you seen them conducting assassin wood? The guy said, cause I beg you, I will get the car back. Hey, cause I did you environment with too much. Larry, I put that burger picture on Facebook. I said, anybody seeing the burger here, he stole the woman car. Hey? The guy said, cause I beg you. Hey, cause I will get the car back. Cause I beg you. Because Larry, he did not expect that we will put him on blast like that.
The power of social media, the world.
Yeah, the power of social media.
Yeah.
Larry, that burger get that car back. I don't remember that what I ever told the post that, but when they carry the car back.
That is faster than the LNP going after him.
So what Larry said, don't overlook it. So yeah, while we may not have an address system and GPS may not be able to work in Liberia as it does here in the States, but social media works there.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got cell phone.
Man, everybody got something like a techno phone, man. Thanks to techno.
They got a little tech file or something.
They got the bootleg version of smartphone, man.
Yeah, bootleg version of smartphone.
Oh, but my man, that man can take iPhone Pro 13 and made a techno phone, man. The techno version. For a fraction of the price.
We got to do something about that whole rape nonsense in Liberia, man, because you got to stop. It's got to stop. Otherwise,
man. Yeah. Every kid here too. Kid came to me too with a same thing with a car, and then I posted it, they returned the car. I'm a second time doing it. I can just post, my man. The bugger now will come. Oh, my man, I beg you, my man. Because all your men will be calling. Tell me, but lie, my man. How you do that kind of thing, man? How you do oh my God.
All the car thieves, you'll be on your.
Anybody sees something from you, just can't tell all. Give the evidence.
Oh, yeah. My man, let me go, man. Thanks so much for the show, boy.
Sure, man.
I'll take your calls, man. I'll be listening. Y'all take the calls. I'll be listening.
Okay, buddy. All right. Let's take a few calls there, boy. Yeah.
07701021026 0103835 102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171. Let's take this person on the line. The person been calling like forever. Good morning.
Let's see.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Buckeye, and good morning, Costa. Pedro, what's up, man? This is James Akoy. This is journalist James Akoy, and I'm speaking from...
What's up, man?
Yeah, well, I'm speaking from... what's up, man?
Iowa.
Let me firstly take the time to condemn the current wave of rape cases, increasing wave, across the country. But this is what happens, when you have, a leadership in power that really doesn't care, and the rest of it that really, does not have the people at mind. So, but quickly to the issue of the Unity Party, yesterday in class, when I was telling, my prof about what happened about the Unity Party, where, they said that the Unity Party indeed would not be feeding a particular candidate. They say, wow, is that a country of Pedro Costa where the protest was staged? I say, yes. Say, oh, man. So in that country, when you get married, you cannot divorce anymore? I say, oh. Yeah, so we laugh about it, and the rest of it. But I listened to you reading, a comment from Musa Dane, the Justice Minister. I just wish, that folks there at the National Elections Commission will take heed, and listen and do the right thing. Thank you very much, and thank you for taking me. And Waterloo, this is where Pedro, you're supposed to be visited. We are working very hard to ensure that Pedro Costa visits, Waterloo.
I will be there, big brother. I will be there. Looking forward to it. The July 26th Independence Day program. I'm supposed to be there, guest speaker there or something. Let's take a few more calls there, Baka.
All right. Let's take another person from this line. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing? Is this the Costa Show?
This is the Costa Show. Your name is joining us from?
Hello.
Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Oh, my name is Isaac calling from Atlanta, Georgia. first and foremost, I will condemn the rape issue in Liberia. And my second thought has to come with Henry Costa, because Costa is trying to confuse the Liberian people and also confusing himself. Costa was on the Spoon Talk, and he came out and said that Musa Belete allegation would never and ever work with the framework document. Few weeks later, Costa came back on his own show, condemning his own leadership, saying that, oh yeah, our leaders made mistake and this and that and blah blah blah.
What the man talking about?
We should have done that. Today again, Costa coming out again, telling the Liberian people that yes, indeed, the constitution that he just read, I mean, that is something that he has to be focused to the point and
Okay,
give
so
the Liberian people what they
hello.
think, which is the fact. Hello.
Yeah. So what's your point? What's your point? What really your point? Because we don't understand. You're just jumping from here there, talking about things. So what's the point here now?
Okay, my point has to do with your leader Henry Costa. Henry Costa was on Spoon Talk Show, saying that yes, indeed, under no condition Musa Belete can stop them from feeding or Canada in Lofa.
So hello,
they have already reached to the point of hello.
Yeah, so you want them to disrespect the law when it is in code at the when it is at the National Election Commission. So you want them to go about
yeah, you hear me now? You hear me?
You getting me?
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm getting you.
Okay, so I was asking a simple question. You said Costa said no matter what they were going to feed a candidate in Lofa County, right?
Oh, we won't feed a candidate in Lofa.
Yo.
Have the election gone on?
No, but as far as we're concerned, as we speak, that's a problem right now because they don't have no candidate because I've seen the left that is going to Lofa.
Have the election gone on?
Not yet.
Okay,
not yet. But as we speak, they don't have no candidate on the listing. As far as we're concerned from the election commission, there's no candidate on the United Party.
Hello.
What they got doing in Atlanta?
Yeah. Costa coming.
So have the men that play coming running for president.
Have the final listing come out?
That's what I'm saying. As we speak,
answer the question. Have the final listing come out from NEC?
As we speak, the one we just listened to
have
2 days ago,
listing come out from NEC? Yes or no, my man? Simple question. You don't want to answer me? Have the final listing?
Don't let him go. Let him answer you.
I answer you and you can't let me learn. Let me learn my point. I'm the caller. Let me learn my point before you come up with your question.
But he answered the other question. When you answer the question, now I will give you the chance to learn your point. Have the final listing come out?
Okay, no.
Okay, so no. Why are you making this? Why are you coming out of this point now? When you know that the final listing hasn't come out yet?
Because your leader has been misleading the Liberian people. Today he said this, tomorrow he said that one. So he has to be consistent. I mean, you can't be jumping from place to place as a leader. He was blaming his own how they call it, leaders the other day telling us that, they put them mistake.
Okay, Baga, we've had enough of him. Please let that Baga go.
Come back to this. You can't be like that. You have to
had enough of him, Baga.
Thank you so much, yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, now you don't want consistent. Now your man comments consistent. And you calling from Atlanta, that one of comments voter there. They will put a father pass in Atlanta.
Why is it that what people normally say that is anybody is here can say come be president for Atlanta, Georgia.
But even in Atlanta, you will not win there. When I election in Atlanta, me and Cummings in the Liberian community, I will beat Cummings in Atlanta. Right in Atlanta. But the point knowing that you always associate with them. That 2016, 2015, before I blame Cummings, I blame Joseph Boga. Joseph Boga was invited, they had a big program for him. They called the organization LAMA. The Liberian Association in Metropolitan Atlanta. They call it LAMA. Leo Moba then. They invited Joe Boga to Atlanta. They had a big program for Joe Boga in 2015, Boga. Joe Boga now, he won't be nice. He go invite a small brother from CWA. See my picking can I go to the program? Yo, how you go Joe Boga came into the program. I'm coming first time going to program, Liberian Community Program in Georgia. That Joe Boga carrying in there. 2015. That time he told Joe Boga, I said, I'm retiring from Coca-Cola next year. I will come home and I will support you for president. I'm blaming nobody that Joe Boga carried the man to program So you go see the crowd now, all that. You see that the play started from the Leo Moba now. The people who invited Joe Burger to the program, that then Leo Moba went and jumped behind it, they were passing around with the communist team. Then later on, somebody called Leo Moba blogger shot. Now communist kicking out of the whole arrangement. Yeah, that Joe Burger carried communists to Liberian community program in Atlanta in 2015. Communists were never involved with the community, never had time for his people there. Yeah. Let's take 5 more calls, Burger, and we'll call it a day. 5 more calls.
All right, 0770-102-102. Keep your calls coming in. The WhatsApp number is +231-888-624-171. Yeah, we still anticipate your calls. Just keep them coming. All right, let's take this person from here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Boaka. Good morning, Costa.
Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, this is Willas. I'm a good boy, calling from Munich, Germany.
Germany, welcome.
Yeah, last time I spoke about this Musability issue of having inner motive on what he's trying to do. I say that if it will not work, this is what I say, that it will never work, that the Liberian law supersede. And let's go back to, I don't know whether you guys should follow your history, follow things up, what is happening. It will not work. Even the Electoral Commission, or what they call them, and you people should check on them. They will be the next problem. If there will be a problem in the country, they will be the next place that will create the problem. If I don't know whether most of them are not in Liberia, especially the Vidiata, what I call it, the Vidiata brand. You should go back and check what happened to 2005 between Marcus Jones of Liberia.
All right.
Marcus Jones versus National Election Commission. Marcus Jones was denied. Hello, Boaka, hold on. Marcus Jones was denied. The same thing they are trying to do. Electoral Commission denied them because of, they say they have now reached to 500 voters or something, registration, something like that. But Marcus Jones went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said no, his rights cannot be infringed because of common law with National Election Commission. It's not possible that they should allow him to contest. And they allow him. So after winning the case, what they did, they said they must include them. They must include them. And this thing happened around 2005. So
you are right.
Abu Salam Abubakar and a lot of them came. They took him to Abuja and give them some money to back down everything. So the case, they won the case.
You are right. Your brother is right.
Hello?
You are right. Tell him.
You are right.
You are right.
So what I'm trying to say that the Vidiata Lassana Brana should not understand. They should go back and listen to all these things. This is in their own history. It happened in Liberia. That time they brought Marcus Jones to Abuja, Abu Salam Abubakar, a lot of them, Obasanjo, they sat down. They give them deed. I was living in Banava Estate then. Marcus Jones was my friend. He was my lawyer with the Councillor Macfala, left Macfala. I was there with them. They share them money, they collect. Thank you, Boaka.
Okay.
Listen to what our brother just said. It is 100% accurate. The Election Commission, when they said Marcus Jones did not meet a certain requirement, they say, the names you submit, 500 names if you're running for independent candidate, something like that. So they disqualified Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled that Marcus Jones, his right to run is a constitutional right. Therefore, you cannot stop him from running because he did not fulfill certain minimum requirement. So the Supreme Court ruled that Marcus Jones should be included in the election. He must run. At the time, the government had already printed the ballots. The Election Commission had already printed the ballots. So Marcus Jones could not feature on the ballot. You know what they did?
No.
They took Marcus Jones, some Nigerian people like Abu Bakr, all those people. They took Marcus Jones to Nigeria. They gave him money. They settled Marcus Jones. They said, my man, their election very important. You won the case at the Supreme Court. We know you got a right to run. The Supreme Court said, yeah, you must run, but we won't get you something. They took Marcus Jones to Nigeria. They took care of him. He came back. He said he was not running.
Wow.
So my brother Victor, you are a smart man. So the fact that he raised this case, it's a similar thing here. You cannot stop somebody from running. And you know what the Supreme Court ruling for Marcus Jones? The thing next say Michael Jones did not fulfill is beneath Michael Jones's right to run. So you cannot you cannot infringe upon his constitutional right to run for office because he did not fulfill a certain relatively insignificant requirement. So the Supreme Court said, you must let Michael Jones run. But at the time the Supreme Court ruled, the ballot papers had already been printed. You see that?
Yeah.
The ballot papers had already been printed. So the Nigerians came and took Michael Jones to Nigeria. They took care of him. They gave him some money. Michael Jones announced, I'm not going to be running again. The man hired Ma, even though he never told her how much money they gave him, but he hired Ma. Take 2 more calls and we'll go back. Two more calls.
All right. Let's take this person here. Good morning. All right. We mess up on our call. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Boakai.
Yeah, your name where you joining us from?
I'm Sikaribo Chineka. I'm the religious advisor to the Costa Show.
Welcome.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, leader. I must say thank you to you for being very consistent in what you do over the past years. But my concern has clearly been drawn to the princess's death. When the mother of Princess appeared on the 15 yesterday, I nearly shed tears. Look, she said when she was arrested, the first batch of police that arrived on the scene, they let it go. They have pity on her because she was crying. But the real or police that was infiltrating in the national police, when those guys got there, they stepped for and you saw those videos. But let me be frank with you. You see the Liberian people through hearing, they are not supportive to issues. Now, my problem is when Asif Vatoba book came out when you published it, the identical aspect of it that has to do with we as whites. The few women were caught from us and they got them. And when they got them, they did see police using brutality on them. It wasn't like that way because they were in the interest of the president. But let me say that the country is going to a level that people don't have right to speak out. From the June 7 protest, the CDC government has gone to meeting and said that there should be no more protest that they will be experienced to, and that's what happening. So like people are afraid to even attend protest. I saw them yesterday, the number was that they kind of never that people should go and see that protest. So these are things that are happening to that are giving the police because the Liberian people are not supported to these kind of things that are happening to people in the country. Thank you for affording me the time.
All right. Thank you so much. Good morning. Oh. We're trying to take our last caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Boakai.
Yeah. Anywhere joining us from?
Good morning, Pedro. My name is Vamuya. I'm calling from Minnesota. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My concern have to do with the princess issue and the guy that daughter was raped. First of all, let me talk about the princess issue. I just give my advice to the Liberian ladies, our Liberian girls. From the Costa Talk Show day before yesterday, for a while, here he's saying that the girl was giving something that she drank and then things happened before he died. So this is a new kind of style those so-called classic opojo and criminals do to people. So if you young guys, if you follow up with Princess case, you have to be watchful. They call this girl to give her, to have her any kind of way they want to have her. But by then I thought maybe she was finished getting drunk already with what they gave her. And then the moment she was still already drunk with what they gave her, and then she started eating with blood all over because the way they wanted to use her, she didn't agree to the way those guys wanted to use her. They wanted to use her any kind of way. And the guy that talk about he need protection for because they raped his daughter, the guy threatened him. You young men should be crying for protection. Why they finish raping your daughter? The people are supposed to be asking for protection. They're not you. Why should you be afraid crying that they should protect you? Why me like being so lazy in everything? They rape your daughter, the anger is in you, then you cry for protection. That's my concern this morning. You should not be here crying for protection. You should even be angry more for people to be afraid of him. You know? So that's my concern this morning, bro.
Thank you so much.
Vamuya, I will see you next month, man. We're coming for our brother Darius Kai St. Patrick's wedding on May the 2nd. We'll be in Minnesota from May the 2nd to May the 4th. I think we return on the 4th. Our man Darius getting married. Shout out to you, man, Darius. Darius Kai St. Patrick. The wedding is that midweek wedding. So the people who go in and are real loyalty people then. The loyalty people then they don't yeah, but I'm staying in the wedding, my man. I'm staying in the wedding. I think that will be the second wedding that the second wedding. Yeah, the second wedding I will be standing in. Yeah. The second wedding. I stood in my man Itu's wedding. That was the first wedding I stood in. And Darius's wedding is the second wedding. Yeah. All right, let's take that was the last call, right, Walker?
Yeah, that was the last call.
Yeah, okay. Let one additional lucky person call. One additional lucky person. My brother Thomas Somowat. Thomas, my man, I'm sorry. I keep missing your call. Let's talk right after the show if you can talk. Let's talk. Call me right after the show. I feel like eating some cream of wheat this morning. I hadn't. Do you know my favorite breakfast? My favorite breakfast is cream of wheat. My favorite breakfast food. I eat a lot of other things, but cream of wheat is my favorite. And here is why. Quaker Oats cream of wheat, but primarily cream of wheat. And I will tell you why. When I was growing up, we were poor. Since Evangeline Mamita, the cash app for our sister is right here. Let me send it to you so you can send your contribution to it for the little girl. You just asked for it. That's why I'm calling. I'm not just calling you out. You asked for it just now. And let me explain this story to you why I love cream of wheat. When you are poor, I always loved cream of wheat. But because we were poor, it's not something I could afford. You see, I couldn't really afford it. Or my parents couldn't really afford it. So that's the cash out there. Since Evangeline Mamita, I just pinned it on it there. Thank you. And because I was poor, we were poor, we couldn't really afford cream of wheat, but I always loved it. So now that I can afford it, that's why I eat a lot of it. So I've been sitting here all the talking we've been talking. I've just been thinking about going to make my cream of wheat this morning with a lot of needle milk, and I put some eggs in it. I like to put some eggs in it. I crack the egg in it and cook it with it and butter. So I like it with nutmeg, needle milk, some egg. I cook it with the egg and butter, and I'm good to go. I am good to go. So it is my favorite breakfast. I eat cream of wheat maybe 5 times a week or 6 times a week because when I was poor and I couldn't afford it, I craved it. And so now that I can afford it, I love it. Now bread, I love bread. Oh, I love bread. My 2 favorite breads, the fuller bread and the fanti bread, what do you call it? Japanese pillow?
Japanese pillow, yeah.
I love bread. Oh, I love bread. I love bread so much. All this sliced bread and all that yama, I don't really like it that much, but I love myself some good fuller bread, especially when it's fresh out of the oven. Oh my God, mouth watering. Okay, I love bread. But I don't eat a lot of bread in America. The reason I don't eat a lot of bread in America is because I don't eat a lot of bread in America because I don't really like that bread yet. I eat some bread, but I don't eat a lot of bread yet. So all the things I used to want to eat that I couldn't afford as a boy growing up, and I'm not ashamed to tell you that, I was poor. I came from a very poor family. And today I look at myself and those things I take for granted. I don't like to waste food. And here is why I don't like to waste food. Because we were food insufficient, like most people in Liberia. Even in this country, America. A lot of people here don't have a lot of food. Millions of people are food insecure. We were food insecure. So I don't like wasting food. So it's just the little things that matter. The little things that matter. So today I sit back and I just tell God, thank you, that something like food is no longer a problem for me. And I'm grateful for that. And so you will be grateful for other things, and we're grateful for so many things, but just that, being able to eat my bowl of cream of wheat in the morning, and it's just an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. So I want to say, Baga, you are fasting this year, right? Aren't you? This Ramadan, you fasting?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Thank God you are, because if you weren't, and you would have had to say the truth, and people are going to be like, "Oh, you're not a good Muslim." But Black I can fast every year. So we're going to do something this year, of course, as we do. It's a tradition. The COP does that every year. Last year, Ramadan, what did we do? The COP bought one cow, right? A big cow. Only for the Muslims. And we bought how many bags of rice did we do? 50 or 100 bags of rice?
It was 100 bag of rice.
Yeah, I believe it was 100 bags of rice. So the COP got 100 bags of rice and a big fat cow. That is what we did for our Muslim brothers. And we're going to do the same thing this year. The other day, one of our supporters in New York called me. He's a Sierra Leone fellow. He called the show yesterday. Do you remember the Sierra Leone guy who called the show yesterday?
Yeah.
He called me the other day from New York, and he said, "Brother Costa, this year, rather than just COP taking the money and buying the things, let's do the fundraiser. All the Muslim supporters of the COP in the diaspora and other non-Muslim supporters, we can raise the money and do this for Ramadan." Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. So we're going to do it this year. And I just want to say shout out to the MCSS, the leadership of the Monrovia Consolidated School System. They did something, Guagai. They issued a memo, and they basically said all Muslim students attending MCSS schools, the female ones, can go to school wearing their hijab.
Yeah.
The hijab is what the women can wear on their heads to cover their heads. Is an Islamic practice, something they do in reverence to God. And I think that was beautiful, especially he's not a Muslim. And he did this for all MCSS schools. Then he went further to say that all MCSS schools will be closed on the day of the breaking of the holy Ramadan. The day they break it. What day are you all expecting to break it? They say May 2nd?
Yeah, the 2nd.
The 2nd of May, of course. So now we'll have a meeting this weekend. We'll have a meeting in the COP, and we'll plan a date. We're going to raise some money. We're going to buy some cows. I hope we can buy about 2 or 3 cows. Especially now people need the food, okay? Now even more than ever before, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll buy some cows, maybe 2 or 3 cows, and then we'll buy a couple of hundreds of bags of rice, and we'll go out there. You know, I always tell you all, my tolerance and my love for Islam and respect for Islam was developed when I lived with my late mother. We lived in a community called Sanoyard, right there in Douala, adjacent to Nuku Town. And when I lived in Sanoyard, it was a predominantly Muslim area. You know, most of the people there were Vai people from Cape Mount. Even the name Sano, the Sano family, most of them were Muslims.
Yeah.
My mother's husband, peace to his ashes, he passed too. My mother predeceased him, but he died a few years ago. Mr. Siaka Zer. He was a Manu man, but he was raised by Mandingo people. So they gave him the name Siaka. Uncle Siaka, as I used to call him, was a Muslim man. Now, he was not the most devout. He didn't go to the mosque every Friday. But the other neighbors, the other household, the other housemates that we had were very devout Muslims. And we celebrated everything together. When Christmas came, their kids and you know, my and us, we hung out, we ate the Christmas food that my mother made, and when Ramadan began, we ate the food with them. We ate the money kalama they will make early in the morning. I like it with a lime. You put some lime in it. Oh my God, the money kalama is nice with a lime in it. And the rice balls, you know the rice balls, they would soak the rice, not sour rice though. They butter rice, they would soak it overnight, and then they will pound it into powder, and then they will kick it up into little balls. They will roll them into balls, put sugar on it. How do they call it, Wagan?
In Mandingo is called ne.
Ne. I love the ne. So this is basically raw rice that's soaked overnight. It is soaked overnight. It is pounded, and then they put sugar in it and roll it into balls. Ne. I love the ne.
They said ne. They said ne.
Ne. Okay, ne. So I love that. Then the early morning, just before Ramadan, before the fast begins for that day. Oh my God! Don't live in a household where Muslims are fasting. They will cook the food early in the morning. The food they eat before the what? How do you call that meal? The food they eat early morning before they begin the fast.
Kanaji.
What? Soji. Hey, begin. I will be setting for that too. And I'm Muslim, but we always eat that too. We always eat that too. So you see, I have very fond memories. And so all of that rubbed off of me. I lived in a household with all these Muslim people. My stepfather was Muslim. And so I grew fondness toward the religion. I admire the discipline. They will pray 5 times a day, and they will hold the month of Ramadan, including the little children, all the buggers who can be glubbing the food, the bunch of gobblers, but when Ramadan comes, all the picking and fasting, my man. All of them will be fasting. So I really admire that. So I have absolutely nothing but love and admiration and respect for Islam. Nothing but love, admiration, and
Is it because of the food? Like you started eating for way down the line?
Well, I've been eating the food from way down the line. Then I watched the religion as a little boy when I hardly knew much about it. And I grew up watching the religion closely. And living with the people who practice the religion, I saw that there was no difference between us other than, their religious customs and practices. But we were the same people. We care about the same things. The kids and us, we play together. There was no difference. So that's where my tolerance and respect for Islam and just about in general, every religion was developed in my formative years. But thank you so much, folks. God bless you. Have yourselves a beautiful, lovely day. And I will post the flyer later on for the event where I will be tomorrow. It's a film that's been screened at the Clarion Hotel in Essington, PA, Philadelphia. And it's called Pray the Devil Back to Hell. The mayor of Philadelphia's Commission on African and Caribbean and Immigrant Affairs, in concert with the African Cultural Alliance of North America, ACANA, by our own industrious Fovi Jabate, his wonderful team, Dolo, and all the other wonderful people there, and Orlando Chinaway, one of the advisors on the thing, celebrating Liberia's bicentennial, the return of the slaves to Africa, to Liberia, who eventually created Liberia as we know it. And so the film will be showing tomorrow from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Clarion Hotel. I will post the flyer. I will be there. If you want to go, you're welcome. It's going to be open to Liberians in particular. So see you all, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye.